So what we have in this example, I have a folder called Fall 2021 here. In this folder, I have grades on 3 courses. Does that make sense? Okay. I have 3 subfolders, each for a separate course. Each for a separate course. Inside that folder, each of them, we have the grades of that course. I believe all of you have seen this before, but in terms of it was only maybe one file or something. So you have the name, quiz 1, 2, 3, homework 1, 2, and exam 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 courses. Each of them, this file is inside it, and the data belongs to that course. The course name is the folder name, and here is the data. What you're gonna produce at the end when you run this is automatic production. You need to check which courses are available, what do you have there, and what if what you're gonna do to produce. I was not sharing, صح? Okay, you could have said that. So here we have this folder. We have 3 courses inside it. 3 folders. The folder name is the course name. Inside each folder we have a file named grade. The format of the file is the same for the 3 courses, different data in it. Name quiz 1, 2, 3, homework 1, 2, exam 1, 2, 3. So this is the data you have. And you need to dynamically or automatically, you need to search all those folders. Even if you have 1 or 7 or 10 folders, your code needs to work, okay? And for each course, you read this data, raw data first, and then generate a report. A report is going to be similar to this. For example, let me see here. Let me show you the report that I'm expecting you to generate here. Okay, here for example, for each of them, you see the file name here. The file name is CMBS 151 report, and your data is going to be like this. So what you're going to generate is what? Total quiz, total exam, total homeworks, total score, and finally what? Grades. Simplify your task. If you can process 1 record for 1 student, then you can do it. Focus on this tiny repeated task, which is what? Which is what? Doing it for 1 record for 1 student. Then you put everything inside a loop. So let's just, I need to open my edit folder now. Let me open the folder name is Fall 2021. Let me just do it this way. Open folder. This is my home folder, Fall 21. This is my project now. So let's start, and I have the folders inside, and I have my grades for each course inside them. So what's the first thing you need to do? You need to look at the folders. How many folders you have here? So it means you have 3 courses, صح? Can you put them all in a list? So for each course, you create a list of course names. Then you go and process the courses 1 by 1. Does that make sense? So let's make our first function. Let me create our code here. Okay. Mini.python here. Our first function is going to be what? Give me the folders in my current working directory, right? You know from previous demos, you need to import what in order to work with folders and files? OS. Let me just create a name here for the method get, for example, course directories. Is this a good name? This method, I expect this method to, this function, to read all the subfolders of the current folder and put them in a list. So at least now I know how many courses I have. Then I'm going to go one by one to the next ones. So I create an empty list, okay? Course DIRs, for example, here. This is an empty list. Now I guess you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the list DIRs of the OS to get all the directories and files in the current one and only append them to this list if they are what? If they are directory. And if I have 3 or 4 or 5 directories in the current folder, I'm going to append them to this list. Type DIRs equals what? OS what? List dir. We have seen this method before. It gives you everything inside what? The current working directory. It gives you everything inside the current working directory. Files and folders. But our task now here, we only want folders and we want to create a list of all folder names. Does that make sense, ya shabab? طيب. So now, DIRs is a list now. I can print it, but you will see files and folders. So let us see a better way to do it. I can say for D in DIRs, what? I need to check if it's a directory, I append it to what? My course directory list. So here, if os.path is what? D. If this is the case, then what? Then what? Append it to where? Course what? Directories dot append what? D. That's it, by the way. We are done. So, and at the end, your method or your function is going to return what? Course directories. And this is a list of what? Course names. Let me show you if you run this, what's going to happen. For example, print get course DIRs. Let us call the function and see what it returns. It will only return a list of what? A list of folders. Does that make sense? Do you see the output? So do you now know all the folders in your current working directory? If you make big tasks, smaller manageable tasks, then you can handle any big project, okay? Divide and conquer, okay? So let's get rid of this now. So my first function now is working fine. Let me make a main function where I can call everything, okay? And here I will say, for example, dirs, okay, equals, what's the method name? Get course directory. So now I can call them courses, not directories, courses. So now I have my courses now. I have them in a directory. Now for each directory, what I need to do? I need to go inside it and open a file called what? Grades.txt, right? Tamam. Then read all the data. If you recall, the file grades.txt has a title line. So I just need also to ignore these header lines. Tamam. You can simplify the task. Do it one step at a time. First of all, just read everything. Then I recommend that you process the records one by one. Yani first of all, just get rid of the new line. You know how to get rid of the new line character in each line. Then you're going to process them one by one. Automate this and things that are going to be easy. Type. I go back to my code here. What do you think I need to do next, ya shabab? Okay. Now for each course, what do I need to do? I need to process my course. صح? طيب, process the course means what? Go inside the course folder, open the file, read all the data, process all the data, find the sums of all the records, generate the file in that folder in the given name. Does that make sense? So again, our task now is to go inside each folder, read that file, then process the record, split and use all these things, okay, to make an array list, and then we see what happens. So I believe here we need to make a function like called process course I prepared before, okay? The process course function, for example, can do things in steps. So let us see this. Process, course. And this one will take course name. Does that make sense? And remember, course name is a folder name also, right? And you know the file name inside that folder. Grade what? TXT. So now you know which file you're gonna open, right? Okay, so tamam. So which file you're gonna open now? Huh? Type. Let's see this. Okay. We will open first the file, grades. Grades data, let's call it. Grades data equals what? Open file. But open file is a function I make. Instead of putting everything inside one function, let's create a function that is called what? Okay. This function will open the file and prepare it and remove the extra characters and return that file processed at least, okay? Or half processed. Tamam. Open file. And this will take what file? Okay, name. The name actually now is a folder name, right? So let me say, call it here course name. Tamam. So this is my function currently. Type. What are you gonna do with open file here? So you have the course directory in it. First thing to do is to get the current working directory. How to get the current working directory? os.getDirs. But if you don't do anything, you are already in it. If your code is there, like now, my code is in the current working directory. But if the files are in a different folder, you need to change it as I showed you before. So let's make a file path first. File path equals what? os.path. What's the path of the file? Dot join, right? What is it? The current directory plus what? The course name, which is a directory name, and grades.txt, right? So here we will say os.get current working directory, right? This is one. The good thing here is to use commas, okay? Then you use course name, which is also a folder name, right? Then comma, what's the file name finally? Grade, not grades, grade.txt. So this is the path of your file. If you want to make sure, you can print it. So it will give you all the names, including from current folder. You will get CMBS 151, then grade.txt. So now you know how to locate the file, right? Next step is you need to open the file in read mode, right? Okay, I'll call it data file, for example. Okay, equals what? Open. Now you have the file path, sir, right? File path, complete file path, okay? In which mode? Read, good. So now, you know first line is title, sir? What do you want to do? Get rid of it, sir? So how to, no, first line, data file, what? Read line, khalas. It will read the first line, but we will ignore it, right? We will not do anything. So now, you read the first line, but you skip it, sir? The data is not in the first line. The data is in all the remaining lines. So what's the next step now? I want to read all the remaining lines, and there is another function called what? There's another function called what? Read lines. So here, data file dot read what? This one will return a list of all the remaining data. But this data has a lot of unwanted things, like what? A new line, sah? So the best thing is to do what now? Using a while loop, index is equal 0. Then what are you gonna do? While index is what? Index is less than what? Data dot length or what? Len dot data, sah? Right? Okay, so you know, because if there are 10 records, this will return 10. So now, only one step is needed. Data, okay, dot index, which is 0 first time, is equal to data dot, or data sub index, and then what? Very simple thing. Right strip, okay, which character? a new line character. And by the way, now you got rid of the headline or the titles, and now you have all the lines without extra characters. There are still strings separated by commas, but we know how to get rid of the commas. We can do this in another function. Tamam. So now here, at least now I can say, oh yeah, otherwise I will be reading 1. Okay, index is equal to what? Index plus 1. So now finally I need to close the file, صح? Data file dot close, and I need to return what? Return, is it data? Yeah, data. So the data is the strings, okay? 1 string for each student, right? We comma separated information. Tamam. So now process course now, we have the grades data, صح? From the function that is what? Open file. What's the next step now? We need to process this data. Tamam? How to process the data? For each line now, for each line in our data, we have what? Name. I can open it here. What we have? Name, then quiz 1, 2, 3, then exam 1, 2, 3, then what? Homework 1, 2. For each line now, I need to work line by line, and this is the core item of your, or the core step of your project, the repeated step here. Type. So what are you gonna do next here? You have the grades now, 1 by 1. You're gonna send them, for example, to another function or something like this. But let us go back to the code here and see the mini project here. We are in the process course. We have the data file here. We have the data file. Now, before I start here, what do I need to do? Before I start, what I need to do? I need to open what? No, the report file, صح? Because I'll be processing and getting data, I need to open a course file. Type. So, what are the records, for example? For each record, what you need to do? Tell me, ya Shabab. For each record, what do you need to do? No, you're gonna create a list, صح? First field is gonna be name. Second field, quiz 1, 2, 3. Then what? Exam 1, 2, 3. Then what? Homework 1, homework 2. We need to find the total of all quizzes, total of all exams, total of all homeworks, then the grand total of 100, then the grade of this course. Does that make sense? Tamam. Okay. So we will create some functions to process each record, but let us now see here, we open the file. Now let us see our report file. What do you think our report file is going to be? Before we create our report file here, let's call it file path now. I need to create the file path for our report file, output file, os.path. Okay, .join. Where I'm going to create the report file, ya akhwan? os.what? Get. Current working directory, comma what? Course, which is the folder, right? Then the file name is going to be what? Course name plus report. طيب, course name, do you know course name? Yes, course. Plus what? Report. .txt. So now, this, a new file path, okay, is in the same folder that currently you are in, and it will create a new file in the next report file here, in the next one, report file equals open what? File path and for W for write. Does that make sense now? So it will open a one with that one. Okay, next, I have titles in the report file. I showed you a sample of the expected output, for example, here. Okay, here. You see, I have those titles, tamam. And we don't have time to do the format now, but I can just give you what I taught you in first problem solving one. There are so many examples how to do format. So let's see what we can do here in just doing the titles first. So I can say here, report file. I will do that headline, okay, right? Report file dot write. headline. Let me just make some format of it. Okay. First thing is going to be the width is very important here. For example, 25S. I have a string that I need for the name to be 25 letters at least, okay? If you want it to be left justified, make it minus. And I believe for names, if it's in the first column, you need to be what? Left justified. Otherwise, it will be right justified. If you can see this later if you... then what we have then? I will put a tab then here. Tab. Then I have the second column is the total quizzes. It's going to be very simple, but the width is very important here. So I just can make it what? %10s. And this is a title, so that's why it's a string, huh? Tamam. Okay, next is going to be another tab, and I have homework total or exam total. So %10s is another good thing. And next I have what? A third one, which is exam total, right? So tab first, %10s is another good choice. طيب. Finally, I have total grade out of 100. So that one I believe needs 15 characters at least. تمام. So %15s, okay? And finally tab, last one will be grade. Grade takes only one letter, صح? And 5 letters, so 6s is enough. %6s for the text. Remember, this is not numeric data. This format is for the headers. For the numeric data, you know what you're gonna do, صح? Okay. Then after all of this, I need to do what here? I need to do what here, يا اخوان, now? I need to do a comma now. And what is %? Okay. What are the titles you're expecting me to put here? %. You can put them now inside what? Inside brackets. First one is going to be name. Second one is going to be quiz total. Third one is going to be homework total. Homework total. And what else? Comma. Exam total في عنا. Okay. Exam total. Count the lines. Okay. Exam total. Finally, total score. Total score. Okay. Out of 100. And finally, grade, right? Comma. Okay. Grade. And grade, do you think I need a new line here? Is it a good idea to put a new line after grade? Tamam. So let's see here our code. Okay, what did I miss, ya shabab, here? %.
Just have the total grade.
Okay. Where? Which? Total score. لا, there is something I missed in terms of syntax. لا. Extra bracket and that's it. Life is good. Tamam. And for this one, let's see the syntax here. Let's see the syntax. Okay. We write this and person name, and I don't need 3 brackets, by the way. It should only be 2 here, 2 brackets. And let us see. Huh? Huh? 10 and 15. New tab will not make it. Yeah. Comma. You know comma, صح? Right? No comma. That's it. Right. No comma. So now I just did the header. But now all the remaining work starts now, by the way. Now we will take each record, read it from the file, and generate what now? The totals, and put the totals in the other file. Tamam. Okay. Now I have the grades data here. Each record for one student. Each record for one student. Now let us what? Process each line. And you know the contents of the line. This is the content of the line, right? Tamam. Let's show here. So this is the grades data. I have them. Okay. Now I need to go in a loop, صح? Okay, what do you think? 4, I can say. 4, student or stud in what? Grades, data. Okay, I create a function called record, process record, process record here. Let us see here, okay. Process record, and this function will take the unprocessed line and returns what? Unprocessed record, okay, and then returns what? The totals. Return what I want to put in the output. Yani, this function will take this line here, as you see, will take this line, and returns what? Returns this line. Does that make sense? Okay, so we take this line but return what? Okay, is that clear? This is 90% of your work now. So let's see what we're gonna do. Okay, I'll go here now. So I created a function. Let me go ahead and say def process what? Record. And this record will take what? Will take what? This one, ya akhwan. Process record will take what? Will take data line, صح? Or data, يعني one data line, تمام. No, it will take one line, not course, right? So first thing, what to do? Split, right? صح? طيب, so student data equals to what? Data line. You know now why I selected this name, صح? Dot what? Okay, data line dot split based on what? Comma. So now what will be student data? Array list. Array list of what? Array list of this information, صح? Remember, the numeric data will be strings. If you need to use them in calculations later, you need to convert them. So what's the first field of our array list? Name. Do we need this in the output? Yes. صح? What is the second field? Do you need it in the output? No. We need the total of the 3 quizzes, صح? In the output, right? So fields from 1 to 4, we need their totals, right? Okay, good. Tamam. So now let me go here. What I can do here, I can say, for example, student data, okay? Let me create, for example, a student list, tamam? Yani data list, or this is the output list, or output data, output record. Output record is what? Is a list. What is the first piece in it? The name of the student. Where can I get the name of the student now? Student data dot bravo. Tamam. خلاص. Then I will do append later. Okay, good. So I have one. Now, I need to find the total of the quizzes. So I would say output record, 1. I need to find the total of the quizzes. Where are the total of the quizzes in my student data? In fields what? 1, 2, 3. صح? 1 to 4, that's fine, but I need to find their sum, صح? I'll create a function. I'll create a function for one reason. This data is currently text. So the function will convert them to float and return the sum. I will use this function at least 3 times now. So let's see now, let's do this function quickly. I'll do it here. I believe last time maybe we did a similar thing and we called it sum text or something like that, right? So I create a function called sum text. And this sum text will take a list of items, but those items are string items. Still needs to be converted to what? So sum is equal to what, ya akhwan? 0. For I in list. Okay, sum is equal to sum plus what? Float. Because it's what? A string, صح? Return what? Sum. ماشي الحال. خلصنا, done. So now, for our first guy here, sum text is the function. Then what? What to send to the function? Student data. Okay, from 1 to 4, صح? Right. So it will take second, third, and fourth field and send them to them. طيب خلاص. هلا واضحة صار بدنا. What's the next one? Exam. Exam will be 4, 5 and 6 صح? So here I'll call the same function حتى, right? I'll call the same function here. Okay, just change the index and here 4 to 7 صح? 4 to 7, right? Good. And I'll call it again for homeworks, right? I'll call it again for homeworks, which is gonna be 3 here, صح? And this is gonna be 7 to 9, صح? Or 7 to the end, maybe, right? Does that work? 7 to the end, right? Okay, fine. Now I need to find what? Look at my output now. I believe now we created the sum of quizzes, sum of exams, sum of homework. Now I need to find what? The total now is going to be what? This total, which is very easy now. We can no need to send it to a function because our data is numeric now, right? So we can just use the built-in sum. So here, next one is going to be output record 4. صح ولا لا? 4, right? Is equal to what? I can say now sum. We have a built-in function, صح? Sum which output record. ايش هم؟ sum وخلاص, give it a range, صح? 1, 2, 3. So 1 to 4, صح? Right? It will sum them, right? It will sum them and you get this in your output, صح? In your current list. Finally, we need what? The grade. You know the grade. Still, we need to, okay. The grade is going to be calculated also by a function. تمام. I am not going to repeat this grade, يا شباب. Get grade. Grade needs what? The total, صح? Get grade. I will call it with what? Output. Record. Is it 4? Yes. طيب. But I will copy paste this if you don't mind to save few minutes, huh? I believe I gave you this grade at least كم مرة? Okay. I'll just copy paste this to save few minutes. تمام. Okay. I'll just copy paste it from, because I will be, if I don't do it, I'll miss the next class. Okay. Do you see grade here? You have seen this at least. I have taught this in many languages. تمام. So now I'll go back to my code. I will create a function called getGrade. ما عمل copy, الله يسامحه. Okay. طيب. Sorry. Edit. ايش ماله هذا؟ Okay. This is getGrade. Edit. Copy. Okay. هاي edit paste. خلاص. المفروض جاب لي grade. Right? هلا خلصنا by the way. We are done with quiz total, homework total and total. What's the next step now? This report, I need just to send it back to who? You remember, process course. Someone is waiting on you. And I sent a line of text to that function. And this function, what? Decomposed the text, did the totals and is sending me the output record. So now to make your life easy, I just need to output this record to the output file. It's ready because I have the title. So here, process record. So the next step is gonna be report file, اسمه هيك my output file, right? Report file dot write. What you gonna write? You're gonna write the name, صح? And I want you to look at this. We're gonna use the same thing now to get aligned data, but not exactly the same because the text headers now, the text headers will be, instead of S, will be what? Will be F. Floats, right? وصلت الفكرة, right? Now, and 10, okay. And here I will say 10.2 F, and here 10.2 F. Okay, 10.2 F, correct me يا شباب. F, and here 15.5 2 F, and the grade is still, grade is text, right? Okay, and here I make it S, capital. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. What did I make here mistake? Okay, 25S, then what? Okay, okay, here, good. And here too, صح? And let's see this. Now, what is your data now? Percent? What? Yalla. Record what? Record what? قولوا لي. Yes, record 0 what? Record 1 record 2 خلاص هاي هي copy paste هلا. Okay, you just need to output the index in the right. Maybe first time, second time is not gonna be يعني best aligned. You can change the alignment later. Here 3 كم واحد عنا احنا 5 ولا 4 5 and comma here this is 4 and finally we have the fifth column in our output 2 صح واحدة حاضر صح. Now once we finish this we need to what? Report file dot close وخلاص. So now by the way courses get course directory. Where is get course directory? يا شباب here. Then what? I open the file. تمام. I remove the new line. Return the data unprocessed. Still the process course now. Okay. It will process each one record at a time. But now let me just get courses. So far I have courses صح? And my program, my project will be complete now for course in courses. What? What's the function I create for one course? Process what? Process course. بس خلاص. So now this one will go for each folder. You know, remember this, a folder صح? For each folder it will call which function? Process course with the folder name صح? So let's look at this. Process course, it will open the file, get all the data, then open output file, okay? Then write the titles, then go for each record, process record, you know what's process record صح? And output the data and generates all the data. Let us see here if we click, is it gonna work? Okay, where is this? Line 1. عندنا error في line 1 يا اخوان. انا ما عملت الحكي كله. Right, here, let me remove this, right? عندنا save, error line 1. Okay, nothing wrong. I'm not sure it's done. Let's see. Well, I don't see it done here. I don't see anything here. Let's see, maybe we need to change the, okay, the current folder maybe. It's a question of what? Let me make sure it's done here. Okay, save all. It's a question of folder if it doesn't work. Tamam. So I'll just close this and make sure everything is closed. I will, because from my VS Code I use what? I open folders. Okay. Let us now, this is my VS Code. This is my folder now, صح? Okay, run. Why I said it didn't work? I still don't see files, يعني. Okay, we missed something, maybe. Huh? I don't get any error, but let us see. Oh! Guys. Okay. جايين بكيرو. Okay, we don't call men. Okay, يلا بسم الله. أصلا now we know if there are errors. There are many errors. What is it? Okay, line 60. What's line 60? 60. When, line 60? مالها؟ Process record when, Here. Process course. No, process course. هيو record equals process record. ما عملنا return من هون صح؟ شكرا يا سيدي. اوكي. return what؟ ايش بدك نعمل return؟ return output record. Thank you. يلا let's run. We still have error line 62. What is it? This is 60, this is 53. Process course, process record, stud. يلا قولوا لي what's the error here? Process course, and I was avoiding to do return. Where is process course? Process course, no return, by the way. You create a file and you open and you close the file. We are not sending anything to it. تمام؟ في عنا index out of range here. Student 1 to 4 شايفينها? Here. I believe this is the one that's causing the exception. Which line is this? Line 40. Let's go here. Line 40. Output record. Actually, huh? لحظة شوي. احنا we forgot to do append here. صح؟ احنا we need to do append, right? احنا we created a list of 1, صح? That's now we are trying, okay, here, then what? What? Append. It's not append what? Append this value, right? Now when you append end here, خلاص, no need even to know this. You get that, يا اخوان? احنا we thought we have a append, right? Because we created a list of only one thing, right? So let's just do it since we are running out of time and have exam in another building. Okay, append here. No need to do append, تمام? If you created 5 or 6, if you know the size, no need to do append. But this is an example of how to do append. Okay, what's here we have? File user in module main. What? Where is it? What the? Not enough arguments, right? Type error. Which line? 54. Where is 54? Here, right? 54. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. صح؟ بس one of them has a mistake. What?
Yes, في النهاية. Have percentage.
Here? أيها.
Oh, there is no tab for the second last.
Here. صح? Okay, here, صح? Backslash tab, right? Okay, so good. Debugging now. Run. Okay, which line? Same error, right? Which line? Which line? 54. Tell me where the error يا شباب.
يمكن عشان الاف اللي بروح حذفه.
Okay.
10% اف.
Where?
بروح هنا. على اليسار.
Just tell me.
Yes.
Second one has an error?
Just F. يعني 2F.
10.2 F. تمام. Yeah, that is an error, right? See.
أنا اللي يقول لك اس نحولها اف.
No, this is a grade. A 6S, okay. Yeah, let's see this. Okay, let me save. Tell me where's the next error?
Same.
Where?
Same line.
Well, which one?
At the start, you put 5S.
طيب.
شرطة. لا ما أدري.
No, this is minus, left justified. Next, what? We need to do brackets for what? Yeah. Here. This thing should be put inside brackets. Okay. This is the syntax, right? Nothing, صح? Do you see the report? Okay. Do you see the report? But the report I see only for one student. So what I missed here?
Because you didn't put it in the loop for the next week.
Yeah, where is the loop? For stud?
There is no loop.
For stud in what? Get. Okay. So this is in a loop. I need to put it, yes. So here for each student in grades data, record is equal to what? Okay. Record data, process the record. So I got output only for one?
Maybe because you...
One student, but see, for each course I get one student only. So if I get it for one, la wallah, not for one, no, I get it right. But what we forgot? We forgot just a new line after who? After the last one, right? So here I can do what after this report file dot write what بس خلاص يعني I thought يعني because I have a loop يعني okay and we are running out of time now. Let's see our output. Does that make sense, amigos? Bingo.